This video is tires. So all we really need is the width of the tire. So I drew a rectangle here that is, so this is the width here, and then half the height. So I think I put in tape lines when I did this. Did I have tape showing here? So that I had the bottom of the tire lined up. I could even put in a tape line to the halfway up the tire. And then I could stretch out this rectangle to fit it. So I moved the copy over here so you can see it a little better. So the setup for Follow Me is to put in a tape line like that. So that's my tire shape. Right, that's the bottom, that's the height, that's the side up to the halfway point. See, for circles, the circle has to be kind of perpendicular to this. It could be anywhere on this line. You want to have it be not on black like that, whatever. It's a good idea to hit an arrow key so that you lock it in. So it's probably, in this case, could be blue or green, but not black. Could be any size. Usually I keep it about like that. It could be little, could be a little bigger. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, as long as this is your shape, this is gonna be the outside that's gonna zoom around itself here. The tape line has to be, that's sort of the axis of this whole spinning thing, and the circle has to be centered on that. Okay, so it looks like that. And then at this point, if I did Follow Me on that, light up the path, go to Follow Me, which is the middle one here. Click on this, it's going to give us basically that cylinder. Okay, so just to round it off, what I did is took a tape line, went in about an inch or so, and took the arc tool, click on this point. If I slowly run it along this point, and it goes pink, that's tangent, so the basically the green direction equals the same distance as the red direction. That's a 45-degree angle point to point. If you double click, it'll shear that off. Same thing, start on the tape line here, slide along this line until it goes pink, double click it, gives us that. And then to do the treads, I kind of did a guess and check thing here where I put in a rectangle from this start point, that's where the arc ends, put in a little dig like that for the tread. Take that and move a copy. It's important to move this bottom right corner because that will find the end point of the arc over here, maybe. And that looks weird. One more time. Move a copy of this, grab this bottom point, run it down the axis this way till it hits the guideline. Okay. As soon as I click that in, I'm going to hit slash, I'm going to take a guess, /7, enter. And that creates 7 divisions in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces, 7 even spaces. So it looks about like that. You know, it's kind of guess and check. If it comes up too tight, you got to do fewer numbers. If it comes up with too much space, you got to do larger numbers. Normally, I would say come back and erase these pieces so you just have the treads. But the easier way to do it is just click once in here to get just that plane and move a copy over. And that'll leave all that stuff behind. So it'll just give you that. Get rid of this now. Okay, so here's our 7. Again, it doesn't matter. This could be, you know, further down the line or close. It doesn't really matter. But it still has to be, that's our center spin point right there. Okay, so now it's going to do this. Follow Me, middle one here. Gives me treads. Then I'm going to undo that. So basically the thickness of the tire is what's showing it out here, and that's what wraps around the circle. So to create the rim, I could try doing this. Even if I grab that, let's see if this will work. I'm going to move a copy down the line this way, and then right click and say flip that on green because that's which way it was moving. Yeah, that'll work. Usually when you do that, you have to have more than one line selected to do it. I'm going to erase that. Okay, so now I'm going to stick a tape line in it halfway because that's as far as I can go. This is going to scoop in this way. The inside here is going to also scoop in this way, so I'm going to put it in an arc, maybe about like that. Now, if I did that, or even if I did that, it would swing out, it would scoop in, and then it would come back out to a point because this is the middle of the tire. So I'm going to do a shallow arc from here to somewhere in here and just do kind of that. Usually what I would do with this, since it's got to be symmetrical, I'd move a copy of this over. It's moving on red, so I'll right-click, flip it on red. Grab this point right here because that point matches that. And that weird shape is kind of what I need. Now I can erase this. Really don't even need the tape line anymore because it is lined up. So I could just do that. That's really all I need. Get rid of these little pieces. So now what I'm going to get is this. That's the path, the circular path. Go to follow me again. Give it a second. And that's going to do that. Right. If I wanted sort of a disc or anything in the middle, I might come in here and say, what if this from the middle projects out a little ways? I'm going to try this, go over. Maybe I'm going to come back out again a little bit. And erase that line. So this is going to be the center. Looks like 0. It spins around, goes over to here. It sticks out. So this part that's sticking out is going to fly around in a circle. And it will look something like this. Come on. There we go. And, you know, we can do other details in here. I could do, you know, an offset in here. I could, actually I could do a push-pull out. If I touch this surface, it would be even with that. Or I could do this. I could do another offset. And then I could take this and move it. It would have to be moved on the axis. So I'll select that, move it on, it's actually red. So if I could want it to angle out or angle in, I could also touch this surface so it angles out even with that. So you can do a lot of little detail with this kind of thing. And so there's the tire, and what I would do is take the tire, make it a component. Tire. Whoops, tire. I apparently have more than one. Make it a component. And then I'm going to move it over in place. Can you draw me a rough sketch and email it to me? Not that. I think I know what you mean, but that would help. Okay, make it a component. Go back to my car. Let's see, I'll move a copy. Always make a bunch of copies. Move a copy over here somewhere. It's going to have to be rotated. If I'm rotating something like this, I'm definitely going to hit Q to rotate it, but I'm going to hit the up arrow key. Click any place on top. I can click over here someplace, spin it over this way, 90 degrees. So this guy should be its own component. Yeah, I made it a component, okay. Sometimes when you line these up, it's a good idea, like if I can grab a middle point like that one right there, maybe I'll just move it on the axis, like move it on red first and kind of get that centered on like this point back here, and then I'll move it on green and kind of get it in place. I don't want it to squish into that thing. Change my view a little bit, move it up, hit the up arrow key. It can't be up in here like this because when the car hits a bump, the shock absorbers in here would go it would smash into that. So you got to give it a little airspace, about like that. Okay, that's good to go. And now we'll just take this guy, move a copy up back on the axis, get it sort of lined up, zoom in, take a look at it. Oh, this wasn't bad, but make sure it's about centered. And then because this is a component, all I have to do now is take this one, shift click this one, cut them out. I could do Command X, or I could right click and hit the scissors to cut them out. Get inside this component, because really this is two components. Get inside this and paste them in. And they're going to come in all the way around, and you've got tires.